Hi everybody, I hope you came back. I said I'd be back. I can't help it, I was having a problem. I don't know why it did that. I'm waiting for it to reload. I am doing UV resin. I'm normally used to two-part resin, and I see I'm already having problems. So I hope all my people come back. Dobby and everybody come back to the live. Come on, everyone. I had to close out and come back because I was having issues. Need to see what I got up here. Nope, that's not it. Whoops, trying to fix this. Hopefully everybody will come back. I am doing a two-part resin with Viking Ruins. And I have never used two-part resin before, so this is really different. And I'm having some technical issues with it. It's actually bubbling up underneath, which is really strange. Thank you for joining my live. My name is Organic Silver Moon Designs. I'm a jewelry and a canvas artist. Please tap, like, and share my live. I really appreciate it. Okay. Sorry, I'm having a few technical issues. I apologize. This thing is wacky. Hi everybody. Hi Debbie Collins. Hi Martha Ford 786. Hi Shadaz. I love your name. I love your picture. That's really cool. Hi Danielle Keen, like Diane Keaton, but Keen. Okay. Hi Heidi. Welcome to the live. Thank you for joining my live. My name is Organic Silver Moon Designs. I'm working on some two-part resin Viking Ruins. And I just noticed when they should have been done and ready that one of them was still like wet underneath, which is really weird. It actually has a bubble under it. So I'm doing some extra setting on it. I'm not used to using UV. I had tried to add silver to one of them, and because it's this kind of resin, it started already setting up. I'm used to two-part resin. So this stuff is really fast. I didn't know that, but it's not setting on bottom. It's not curing on the bottom of the piece. Hi Penny Lair, thank you for joining my live. Hi Don Orlando 369. Hi Nancy Barbara. Hi Toki Yami. Welcome to my live. My name is Organic Silver Moon Designs. Please like and share my live. Please help me reach my goal. I am a jewelry and a canvas artist, and this is, normally I'm here at 8 o'clock or 9, but I had to come late due to some personal issues, but this is the first time I've used two-part resin, so this is very different, and I added some silver in here. Big mistake, because I didn't know this resin would set up that fast, and it's real weird because the bottom is sticky. Anybody know about two-part resin? It should have like cured, you know? That's really weird. So I'm going to just throw this one away anyway because it needs to be remade. I've never used this kind of resin before, so this is really new on me. Thank you everybody for coming in. How is everybody this evening? I'm going to keep trying to cure this a lot longer than they say. It is so weird. I guess I'll throw it away in a minute. Hi Lorna Wade 632. Thank you for joining. Hi Tokiyami. Thank you for coming back. I really appreciate it. Please don't forget to tap my screen and like and share so that we can get my things up. I am working on this. I wanted to add this, which is Jacquard Burgundy, which looks purple, to these, to color them. But there's no way. They can't be done. So that's really different. I'm used to 2-part resin, and so now I've found out that I can't do that. So that may be, this may be the last time I use UV resin, unless I can figure out some other way for something else. Thank you for liking the live too, Okiami. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. How is everybody doing tonight? Please, if you could, my viewers here, I really appreciate you supporting me and being here so late with me, because I usually am here at 8 or 9 o'clock. Hi, Toy Fox Mom too. Thank you for coming to my live. My name is Organic Silver Moon Designs. I'm a jewelry and a canvas artist, and I am trying something new, which means I am using UV resin. First time I've ever used this, because I'm used to 2-part resin. And I'm not... Oh. Oops, where'd you go, Penguin? I was going to say hi. I don't know where you went. I was going to accept that. It disappeared. Oh, no. Hi, Steve. Welcome to my live. My name is Organic Silver Moon Designs. Please, everybody, thank you so much, Tokiyami. I will not forget you. I know your name anyway, because I read it all the time. Hi, Sherry Ramsey, 35. Welcome to my live. My name is Organic Silver Moon Designs. Thank you so much for the likes. I really appreciate that. I am using UV resin, and it started to set up hard right away, but there is a problem. When I go to lift them up out of here, they're like bubbling. You know, like an ice tray? Everybody know about the ice tray? How an ice tray acts? Well, that's about what this is like. Alexa, how many minutes left on my timer?
You have 10 minutes left on your 20-minute timer.
So I'm going to let these sit even longer, and I have this really high. As far as I know, I have this light pretty high up. So I think it's on the highest one it can be, because this thing is hot. This light here is actually hot. That's how warm it is. And it actually is really cool. Hi, Sherry. Thank you for coming in and saying hi and sending me that heart. I can't even... Thank you so much. I don't think this makes a heart. Mine never makes a heart. Oh, thank you so much for the gift. You know, Sherry, I have never used, by the way, I've been telling everybody, I've never used UV resin. I want to call it RV. UV resin before. So this was a first. I'm used to 2-part, and I tried, which was really unfortunate, I tried to add some really, this is actually really nice silver metallic flake pearl, and it should have worked, but guess what? This is UV resin, and that's what it did. I couldn't get it in fast enough because it's set up already, but it's so funny. The back of it's sticky, so I'm letting these be under the light a little longer, and then I'm going to flip them around because it's too big to be under there the whole way. But it started setting up before I could put it under the light. Thank you for sharing the live, Sherry. You're so awesome. Thank you so much for being here and supporting me. I really appreciate that. And I know it's so late for everybody, so I apologize. Like, normally I'm on here early, but I had some, like, I call them personal issues. Anytime you have family problems, it's a personal issue. So that's what made me late tonight, and I'm so sorry to everybody. Hi, Crisley. Well, thank you for coming. Hi, Lauren. Thank you for coming into my live. My name is Organic Silver Moon Designs. I'm a jewelry and a canvas artist. Normally I'm doing art or I'm making hand-hammered metal jewelry, but I decided to venture in and try out doing what they call UV resin. And I tell you, I'm not really impressed, to be honest with you. Because if I can't mix powders and paints in it to do it, it's not a resin I can keep using. So I will have to find my 2-part resin. I just thought this would work faster. See what I get? You're so awesome too, Sherry. Thank you so much. Hi, Kelly Ammons. Thank you for joining the live. Boy, that name looks familiar. Thank you, Sherry, for liking the live. I really appreciate it. Oh, thank you for the team bracelets. You are so awesome. Can you hear me okay, Sherry? Everybody can hear me okay? Hi, Tokiyami. Not when I'm doing this. I don't normally bring up guests. Oh, good. Because I didn't know if everybody could hear me. Mija Jr., thank you for joining the live. Marta, thank you for joining the live. I'm Organic Silver Moon Designs. I am a canvas and jewelry artist, and tonight I am working on Viking ruins, and I am using UV resin for the first time. So I'm used to 2-part resin, and this has been a real game changer, not in a good way, but I'm going to have to figure it out because it started setting up before I even got it under the light. But even after I got it under the light, the back part is sticky. And it's that way on all of them. They all are bubbling up if I don't leave them under there. So I'm trying to leave them under there longer. Thank you for sharing the live, Sherry. You're so sweet. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it, Sherry. You're awesome. Sherry Palmer is awesome. Everybody, make sure you go to Sherry Palmer's live. As long as you got a bio and you're good and cool, she is the person to hang out with too, because she will help other people come and follow you as long as you follow them. And I try to be active in whoever I follow. I try to find their videos or something where I can comment. Sometimes it's hard when you got over 2,000 people and you're trying to get through all of them. Sometimes it can be really hard to watch all the videos and like everything and try to show support to everyone. Thank you, Sherry, for liking my live. I really appreciate it. So where's Dallas tonight, Sherry? Hi, JoJo, 1975. Thank you for joining my live. Thank you so much for liking my live. Oh, you see his green buttons on? Maybe he's selling something? I don't know if these things are going to cure, but I'll tell you what. They already cured by this. They already got hard and dry on one side, but the back isn't. Do we have to flip these? It doesn't say in the directions you have to flip the piece. I mean, what's the point? Thank you for liking my live. I really appreciate that. So how have you been, Sherry? Hi, Byron Espinada. Thank you for coming to live. Hi, Kelly Robin 84. Thank you for coming to live. Hi, Winter. Thank you for coming to the live. I'm Organic Silver Moon Designs. I'm usually doing jewelry and canvas work. Tonight I am working on something totally different. I was here late and I thought I would try this out because I had bought a mold for Viking ruins, which I thought would be really cool. And so I thought the UV resin will be great. And I don't know if it's because it's Jap or what, but it should work. These kind of resins, I see everybody make great strides with them. But this is something. I put the silver in it, which is really a nice powder, expensive, and it dried before I could even mix it in there. But the back is sticky. Isn't that weird? The back is sticky. And it says this thing says, it only takes, I don't read the Japanese part. It says, directions, UV lamp, 36 watts, 2 to 4 minutes. I just set her for 15 minutes and I've already done 16 minutes plus the 15 to try to see if this will harden up. Oh wow, Sherry, don't make me mess up whatever you're trying to do. I really appreciate you being here and supporting me. You're so awesome. Thank you so much. And user with the big number, welcome to my live. My name is Organic Silver Moon Designs. You can't see my face because I'm doing this resin. I'm trying to let everybody see what I'm doing. And I really, it's a pretty cool light. I mean, it's pretty hot under there. I can't see why that resin should have set 10 minutes at the most. And it's like, I'm going to look now and see, because these are supposed to just pop out, you know. I know they use resin release and everything else in some of these. Boy, I still see, look, I see liquid. And it's sticking. It's sticking. Look at that, sticky. That should not be sticky. It should be cured. Doesn't make good sense. The little icon came out good, though. That came out really good. So, yeah, and it's got a little bubble there. See, normally I would use a lighter, but this is at UV resin, so I'm thinking it's real different. Thank you. I hope they do, because if I have to, I'll do 2 sets. But I'm doing this one set as an experiment because I wanted to add silver. This is a pearlescent silver powder, and it's not cheap either, this powder. But I'm used to using it in 2-part resin. And this is UV resin, so it did not like it. Check it out. That is not how it's supposed to look. So, I guess I'll be waiting until they completely cure, which is really strange because the back is sticky, and that's the piece that was down in there. So are they going to all do that? Or do I actually have to turn this over so they'll cure on the other side? Anybody know about this? Because I'm not used to using 2-part resin. I mean UV resin. I'm used to using 2-part resin. If I turn it over, are they going to fall out? So here's what we're going to try. I just turned the thing over the other way, and I'm going to try to cure it from that. And if I learn that that does it, then I'll know from now on. Won't that be awesome to figure that out? Yeah, it's supposed, well, this one actually looks better than the other one did. But it has bubbles in it, and it shouldn't. But I understand. Well, see, I'm used to using my 2-part resin, Sherry. So you mix it A and B, and you just beat it to death until it's done, and you use a straw to blow the bubbles out, or a lighter. Thank you, Sherry. Thank you. I'm losing my voice. I don't know why. Okay, so I actually will make a bag, like a black silk bag or some type of bag, and I will color these. I also will I have gold pens also, and I will do the lettering on them. I wanted them black, so maybe, see this here? Because I've seen other creators use gel resin, like black nail polish, instead of paint, instead of using, Alexa, set timer for 20 minutes.
3 minutes.
Excuse me, guys. Anyway, Sherry and everybody, I've seen other creators use black gel nail polish because it has almost the same as, see how it says hardness? With hardness. But they're like a gel, but it will harden under this light. So I'm going to paint them all black, painfully and stakingly, and then I'm going to do the silver or gold. I'm not sure. I think maybe gold. Thank you, Sadrash 6861. Thank you for joining. Hi, Helen T. My name is Lydia. I am Organic Silver Moon Designs. I'm a jewelry and a canvas artist, and I am trying for the first time this UV resin instead of a 2-part resin. I don't know if I'm impressed with it, but I got this new set for setting ruins in, and I actually have them the ruin case upside down because the one side dried, but the bottoms are sticky where you take them out like it didn't set, and it says on the box 2 to 4 minutes. Anybody else know? Yes, I am going to do the 2-part. It's a lot more, it's more professional, the 2-part resin, because I am not wasting these good settings that I have to put this stuff in, because I was going to use these if this resin worked, but I'm not going to waste them and have the resin not work. So, I mean, I'm just not the type. I don't do little flowers and all that in resin. I do paint and glitter and other things. Like I have these big dragons here, but I have some really small dragons that you can drop down inside the resin, which is pretty cool. Alexa, timer off. Alexa, how many minutes on my timer?
You have 17 minutes left on your 20-minute timer.
If I didn't ask her, Sherry, my Alexa, if I didn't ask her about the time, she wouldn't know. She'd still be dinging the one that was for 15 minutes. So now I'm talking what, 16 minutes? And then what, 15 minutes? That's 31 minutes. And this one, Alexa, how many minutes was this timer?
You have 17 minutes
Okay,
left
this
on your
one's
20-minute
20.
timer.
Okay, 20 minutes. So that's 31. That's 51 minutes, Sherry and everybody. So I'm working on this. I turned it this way, and then I'm going to turn it around because I'm going to ask her again once it gets down to like, I don't know, 20 minutes, down to 10 minutes, and I'll turn it around and do another 10 minutes on this side, upside down. I just thought this is the only way I can get this to stop because there's actually an air bubble in here. And it's not an air bubble in the resin. It's like an ice tray. Everybody knows when their ice trays aren't fully cold or frozen and you go to take one out and the water leaks out of it, or you can still see it. It's got gushy water in the middle. That's the way these are, only it's resin. Thank you, Sherry, so much for liking my live. I'm having to drink water here so I can keep talking. So these are all, okay, here we go. This one has a hardener. This one is the gel. And by the way, I do dragon eyes with these. And I usually wear a mask because this stuff is toxic. And I do dragon eyes. I hand paint the dragon eyes, guys. In the middle of the eyes are black. And everywhere else is the gold and yellow and green to make them look like fire. And I usually sell them for about $30 a piece because it's not a sticker from Japan. It's hand painted. And then I seal the backs with resin. That's why I said I usually use 2-part resin. Now, you know what? Since I got this resin and I do those, this might be an easier way to do the back of the dragon eyes. But I'm not too impressed with this moldy part. I think I'd rather do the 2-part. But that's okay. It's a learning experience and everybody gets to learn with me. Hey, I think it's dry finally. So I'm wondering, I didn't know how thick to make these because they're supposed to be ruins. And I'm going to have to file off. There's a couple little pieces. File them off. I have a file to do that. And then I will color them. I think they might come out to look pretty awesome. I'm trying to see if that... Yeah, that actually, believe it or not, Sherry and everybody, it feels like there's an actual groove in the letter back here, which will help a lot as far as coloring it. I can't remember this ruin. I have a page somewhere where I know what each ruin means. And these are the Viking ruins. They're not Nordic, they're not Celtic or Celtic, however you say it. They are Viking ruins. And they are some of the original artwork that went on a lot of work. I wish I knew where my book was to share it with you guys. Other artwork that I do that's in that realm. I mean, they did beautiful dragons with all these intricate designs, and they did it with Celtic knots and stuff. Thank you for liking the live, Sherry. I really appreciate it. You're awesome. Thank you for being here with me. Hi, Kendra Sullivan. Thank you for joining the live. My name's Lydia. It's Organic Silver Moon Designs. I'm a jewelry and a canvas artist. I am doing experimental tonight. I am doing some UV resin, which I have never used before, folks. So it's a real experience, a real learning experience. So the more I know about it, the better I'll do. Thank you for liking the live. Hey, everybody, please tap, like, and share. I'm not asking for any gifts. Just help me out in order to keep the algorithm going. And I don't know, Sherry, maybe when I end this week in battle or something. I think I'm still in that fest. Are you? Is my lighting too bad? I mean, I didn't know because I only have this one light right here. I have studio lights, but I just haven't felt like setting them up from when I did my YouTube. I have big studio lights at the box lights and the umbrella lights. Hi, JMV. Thank you for joining my live. My name is Organic Silver Moon Designs. Hi, Eric 8806. Hi, user Samar. Welcome to my live. Thank you for joining. My name is Organic Silver Moon Designs. Normally I am doing canvas and metal work, but I'm doing an experiment tonight to try, because normally I work with two-part resin, and this stuff is UV resin. I'm not sure. I guess the more I learn about it, maybe possibly the better I'll be. Uh-oh, hold on. Is everybody seeing me in black and white? Come on now. Let me see if I can get this. Hold on. Oh no. Okay, don't go anywhere, anybody. Oh my goodness. I don't know if I went black and white or not. Thank you so much, Sherry, that you think it's really cool to watch. It is for me too, because it's a real learning experience. I haven't used a certain product. It really is a learning experience. I'm trying to see if my phone is plugged in. Guys, give me just a second here as I bring you close up there. Try to get my phone cord here before my phone dies. You know, you get to busy creating and you don't think, oh, well, my phone's okay. I got plenty of charge. I don't have to worry. Okay. So, whoa. See if the other one works. I hope it's charging. Looks like it is. Oh my goodness. Have the phone go dead while I'm doing this live is not funny. Thank you so much, Sherry, for helping and liking my live. I really appreciate it. I thought maybe Dallas would come, but I know it's kind of late. Remember, I don't know. You're Sherry, you're on the other time, so you're 3 hours behind, and you'd be 2 hours behind me, 3 hours behind Eastern. Is that right? Hi, William Chumley, too. Welcome to my live. I'm Organic Silver Moon Designs. I'm a jewelry and a canvas artist. I love it. Your name says live host. So we're going to see. Alexa, how many minutes left on my timer?
You have 9 minutes and 40 seconds left on your 20-minute timer.
Okay, 9 minutes. So I'm going to flip this around on the other end. Whoa. And not only that, Sherry and everybody, I had a couple little teeny, I don't know what they were, gnats that flew into a couple of them. I had to get them out of it. It's so funny. When you're doing something, that's when things go wrong, right? Only when you're doing stuff. That you don't want anything wrong to go, anything to go wrong, and it does. Thank you, everybody, for your patience. Thank you for coming into my live. So we're doing the other end now. I'm going to take one of these out here. You can see, and I'm going to see if I still got bubble going on or softness. I don't know if maybe because it's still hot. No, seriously. Hey, this isn't perfect, and this one's a little thinner than this one, but not too bad. Hey, it's actually dry on the back, Sherry and everybody. Yay! And I can feel the groove, because I need that groove to paint in once this is colored. These are Viking ruins. Wow, so maybe what I'm doing right now is my no. Now I will know. Thank goodness I didn't pour them any thicker in this, because God only knows how long it would have taken them to seal up. I think they're going to look all right. Oh, is it? Are you on the same time zone as me, Sherry? Hey, Dallas, welcome to my live. Thank you for coming in while we were testing everything out. Thank you, Tokomi. You are awesome. They are really cool. They're going to go up into my Etsy shop, which I have a link to on TikTok. There's a link to my Etsy shop. Wow, thank you, Dallas. You're so sweet. Thank you for the rose. I really appreciate it. I am actually doing two-part resin, which I was telling Sherry. I do not know, have never done two-part. I keep saying two-part because that's what I do. I've never done UV, so this has been a learning experience tonight. So I've had to take these. They were supposed to take 2 to 4 minutes under the light. They were cured on one side. The other side was sticky. So I'm thinking all these got cured, and I'm so cool because, guys, I'm not using any release to get these out, which is really nice. Oh, look, that one broke. So that one I'll have to redo. Any of these that are messed up that I have to redo, I'll just redo it. It's no big deal. I'll just redo one and put it back in. But I'll keep the ones that are messed up so I know which letter it is. Okay, so there we go. There's another one. I can't remember this. Anybody remember what this ruin means? Because it normally would be this, I think it's this way. But this is the back, would be the back, I believe, and this is the top, because that's actually where the ruin is. I can't remember what it is. Thank you so much for the roses. They're so sweet. I can't do it like you, Dallas. I can't do that thing you do that's so cool when you get a rose. I wish I could. Thank you so much. You're so awesome. Thank you for the gifts. All right, so what I'm doing right now, I think Sherry knows what I'm doing, that I'm popping out these ruins. Oh, wow, look at this. I thought I got more stuff in there, and look at that. See? That's what I get if anybody can see this. It's like paper thin. Okay, so that goes over there with that one, which means it's got to be remade. It was really hard judging how much resin to put in these because I'm not used to using UV resin, as I said. This one turned out pretty good, and it's not sticky on the back. Awesome. So all these that I lay here, I don't know if you guys can even see that. I'll lay the good ones up there, and the bad ones are right over here that are going to have to be redone. But at least I can learn more about this because I really don't know that much about I don't know that much. Keep saying two-part. I mean UV resin. I don't know that much about UV resin. I'm used to using two-part resin, which means you have a longer pot time, it's called, which means a longer time for it to cure. Look at this. How did that happen? That's what I want to know. So that's 3, that's 4. Trying to be careful when I push them out. Everybody can see what I'm doing. So they're not sticky. Pretty good. Came out pretty good. And it's plenty thick. I mean, I've seen ruins that are thicker. But listen here. This stuff's expensive. Depending on what you buy. And so you don't want it but so thick. As you can see how it wasn't drying. It was a bad thing. So I am popping these out as we go. I need to watch how far I go down because the other end is still curing. Yeah, that's pretty good. Pretty good. Can't remember what this one means. I used to know these. I'm going to actually make black silk bags for them, everybody. And they'll go into it. And I'm thinking about these actually just being black, painting on black and doing gold. But I have a really beautiful jacquard burgundy paint, which if this is burgundy, I'm from outer space. It looks purple to me. Look purple to everybody else? And this is expensive paint too, by the way, this jacquard. Thank you, Dallas, for liking the live. Thank you for sending the roses. I really appreciate that. Hi, Cassandra. Hi, Regina. Thank you for joining my live. I'm Lydia, and I'm Organic Silver Moon Designs. I am trying to get my UV resin. If I learn to say UV, I'm going to be doing good. I'm only going halfway down this because those others may not be sealed yet. Here's one. Came out pretty good. Looks like ice. And these are going to get painted and sealed. I don't know. I'm trying to look through my camera instead of in front so I don't jar my camera while I'm showing you guys what I'm doing. Okay, that's dry too. Yay! Of course, they'll have to be sanded and cut on these places because that happens sometimes when you're doing it. But they're actually going to look pretty good, I think. These are Viking. These are Viking ruins. I need to write it down so I don't forget it. This is a Viking ruin for making ruins. I don't even know what I'm talking about. Okay, I do actually, but I'm just having one of those nights because I came on so late. Thank you, everybody, for being here. Oh, thank you so much for following me. I'll try and follow you back. Let's see if I can find you so I can follow you back. I'll have to do it afterwards. But thank you for coming to my live. Thank you, Dallas, for being here. Thank you, Regina. Thank you, wherever you are, Sherry, for all your support. Thank you, Dallas R. You are so awesome. Now, Dallas R. is rich and famous, and he lives in Texas. I want to mess with you tonight, Dallas. Because I can, and I like you. Hi, Macy Diaz. Thank you for joining the live. I'm Organic Silver Moon Designs. What I've been working on is doing these. These are resin, and I have never worked with UV resin. So this was a learning experience tonight. I went and tried to mix some really nice pearlescent metallic powder in it before it even, and it was already setting up before I ever got it under the light. So I'm going to have to replace this one and have to learn that I can't do that with this UV resin, which said it only took 2 to 4 minutes to set up. Don't let them lie to you. It takes a lot longer than that. It's taken me, let's see, 15, 20, almost an hour to get these to set up on both sides because the backs, on the back of these, that's why this mold is upside down. If you guys are wondering, it's upside down so that it will cure the other side. But they're going to be hand painted and sealed again. Alexa, how many minutes on my timer?
10 seconds left on your 20-minute timer.
So maybe they're ready now. But I am so used to using 2-part resin. This UV resin is amazing in how it works, but I'm not pleased with some of it. Because I had to flip the ruins over to get them to dry on the back from the thing. So I'm just putting them up top there. Alexa, timer off, please. Thank you, everybody, for liking my live. Thank you, Dallas, for liking. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for the roses. You are so awesome. I really appreciate it. Sorry if I set my goal too high. I didn't mean to. I couldn't change it once I got in here. I didn't realize it was one of those big whoppers. I don't usually do those very often. Okay, so we're getting ready to pop another ruin out, just like an ice tray almost. And actually, I didn't need any. Usually you need, like I use 2-part resin, and a lot of people use release, or they use alcohol or something to get them to release because they'll stick. But what I found tonight with this UV resin is that it's actually not bad. I'm just going to have to cut off that piece because there's like a lip there. And then I'm going to paint these and seal them. And make a black satin or silk bag for them. Hi, Global Billy. Hi, Regina. Hi, Dallas Oregon. Thank you so much, Dallas. Oh, my God, Dallas, you are so sweet. Thank you so much for the crane, the paper crane. They are so beautiful, too. They really are. Okay, so I'm pulling a ruin out. This is like the third one I pulled out, and it's like it's broke. See there? So this is going to have to be redone completely because the bottoms went off. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 4 ruins that are ruined. And it's because of this stuff. I'm not used to using it. So hopefully the rest of these have sealed and there won't be any more messes, but I don't know. Like I said, it's the first time I've used this kind of two-part. I mean, I keep saying two-part, folks, resin because that's what I'm normally using. I'm using what they call a UV resin, which is supposed to set up in 2 to 4 minutes. Do not believe them. It's not the truth. Not the truth at all. Okay. Yeah, that did good. All I've got to do, though, is these edges here. I don't know if you can see it. Looks like just like sort of like an ice tray when it's poured. And they're actually coming out really well, considering. The only reason the mold is upside down is because when I pulled them out before with it right side up like this, the back side of the ruins were still sticky. They didn't cure. Now see there? That's a shame. So that means I'm going to have to make that one over. See, if that's what it does, if that's how it operates, I'm going to have to figure it out. It must be how I hit the tip in there, because it only has a tip. See, now this came out really good, this one. It actually came out really good. This actually has a groove, just so you know, and that's the part that I will paint with gold, and the rest will be either black. It depends. I haven't decided yet if they're going to be black or they're going to be some kind of metallic. Usually black is the best. Okay, so now on the ruins, I have 3 blanks on the other end that go with it. Not real happy with that. There's kind of a, like when you get a bubble in an ice cube. But I was afraid to use a lighter on this because it's UV resin. I've used a lighter on, and I've used a straw too, on 2-part resin. This one's not too bad either. It came out really well, considering. A little bit of filing or sanding. How's everybody doing tonight? Hi, Julian. Thank you for joining my live. Thank you, everybody, for participating, liking, and sharing. I really appreciate it. Dallas, thank you so much for your support and your gifts. You're awesome. Hi, Vane. Welcome to my live. My name is Organic Silver Moon Designs. I'm a jewelry and a canvas artist. This is a live for TikTok, but I will also be sending it up to my YouTube so that they can see it also, my YouTube subscribers. Now these are blank ruins here. These are the other ones. They each have a symbol, and they're going to have to be filed and sanded real lightly. And then I will, these are the blank ones. Then I will make a black canvas bag for them, either silk or the other type of kind of velvety. These are the blank ones. This is the first time I've ever used this. I know that resin will bubble, but this is UV resin, and I have never used it. And the pot time is really quick. It started setting before I could even finish putting them in the blanks here. And I hadn't gotten it under the light either. This one's not too bad either. Came out pretty good because I didn't want them too thick. They are ruins. They don't really need to be the size of dominoes. I don't know if everybody knows when you play dominoes how thick they are. Thank you, Dallas, for the paper crane. You are so sweet. Thank you again for that gift. Hi, Beba Moreno. Thank you for joining my live. Thank you for coming in. My name is Organic Silver Moon Designs. I am working on Viking RV resin ruins, which has taken quite a while to get these to set. That is just where it has like a lip on it, and I will have to clip and sand that off very gently. And then this is actually the front, and that will get sealed either in gold or silver, and then the rest of the ruin will be black. And since they need to be sealed again, I have another type of sealer. I haven't decided which one I'm going to use yet to actually seal. This one came out really good. Very excellent. Perfect edges. Excellent thickness. Perfect. Hi, everybody. Hi, DJ. Thank you, D, for coming in. I recognize your name. Thank you so much for supporting me. Oh, thank you for the heart. I don't know how to heart because it's not on my head. But I'm sending you a heart back. So I've been doing 2-part resin, by the way. I think I got them all out now. Nope, here, I still have one left so you can see it, Dee, what I've been doing. Which is popping these out once I did the UV resin. And these are Viking ruins. They actually came out pretty well, most of them. I lost about 3, 4, 5, which is really weird. I don't know how I got a ruin like this, but one of them actually, and then some of them look like they have chips out of them. But look at this. It looks like tissue paper. I mean, it didn't even form, so I'm going to have to redo this one. But the rest turned out pretty good. I did also make the mistake. Hi, everybody. Welcome to my live. My name's Organic. Thank you so much for the gift. You are so sweet. I really appreciate that, Dee. I really do. Thank you for the team bracelets. Thank you for the support. Thank you. But you're ranking up there. Send them bracelets. Learn how to do this? Well, actually, I'll tell you what, Dee, I'm used to using 2-part resin. And this is that UV resin. Maybe if I can, like, kind of catch on to how it is, like tonight, it's at 2 to 4 minutes. It's taken over an hour. And I had to take them and only put them from one end to the other on this side. I actually turned them over, holding my breath, praying that they wouldn't drop out, because the back sides were wet, sticky. They hadn't cured, like the thing said. And I had them in here, I'm talking over an hour from both ends. Isn't that crazy? And this is UV resin. But the problem is, see this, how this happened? Look at this. This is where I tried to put really nice, beautiful pearl mica powder in it, and it started setting up before I could enter it. But yet, when it was in here under the light, the backs, you know how ice trays are, and you go to pop the ice cube out and there's bubbles because it's not fully like frozen? That's how this was. How ice trays are, and you go to pop the ice cube out and there's bubbles because it's not fully like frozen? That's how this was. Mask when I do it. And they are made out of glass cabochons, and they usually sell them for $30 a piece when I make them. And they really look good. And a friend of mine and another creator, her name's Jovan Williams, on YouTube, actually taught me how to do those years ago. And I would never buy what I call Jap crap, which is a clear glass eye, and they put a sticker on the back of it. These are hand painted, then they're signed by me, and then they're sealed in a 2-part resin, not this kind of resin. Oh, he's into 3D painting. 3D printing. That's awesome. He's 3D painting right now on the material, a polymer in there to make the resin. Okay. Well, they have resin 3D printing too. Looks like how you make fake nails. Well, that's because I bought this light because I didn't want to spend $3,000 because it said it was a light for resin. This actually is for your nails. I don't know how anybody could stick their hand under this thing. This is let's put it this way. I gotta turn this thing off. It's really hot. This thing is really huge. I'm gonna bring these down. They're not gonna break. The top of this lamp is really warm. There's quite a few lights in here. I'll see if I hold it up, if you guys can see it, even with it off. Ooh. Let me see if I can get it up here. See those lights? 1, 2, 3, 4. And then it also has this, I'll show you, that actually slides under the bottom. This thing here for a bottom. And it goes in here like this. Whoa. Let's see if I can get this. Like that, and then you have the blue bottom. I can turn the light back on for a second. I think I can, yeah. So it looks like something from Star Trek, huh? But there's 1, 2, 3, there's 4 lights in this little thing, and it's really hot too. It's hot right now. So I wanted to turn it off because it's been on quite a while. Whew. And that was a job because I know it's 11:55. I wasn't but a few minutes late to my live for the 10 o'clock, maybe 5 minutes, 10 minutes. So it's been, 9 to 10, 10 to 11, almost 12. Took what? 9 to 10. No, 10 to 11, 11 to 12. 2 hours for this. Sorry, I'm just goofy. Yes, it does get really hot. It gets extremely hot. And they make gloves for your hands on Amazon. Actually, I have a set of gloves, but I don't know where they are, Dee. They're in my stuff somewhere because I had moved several times and this has been carried around it has a box. In fact, while you say that, maybe, I'm wondering, since you said that, I'm not sure if it's just the box or if possibly the gloves are still in it. I think it's not. It's just the box. Star, get down. My cat is very curious right now. Okay, so it's not in here. They did actually give you gloves with it. Just so you know, they gave us white gloves with this called You Spicy. Actually bought it off of Amazon. But it's cheaper than, okay, who's that lady on there? I can't think of her name. Dee, I don't know how many YouTubers you watch. Hi, Lee, the machine. Thank you for joining my live. My name's Organic Silver Moons. You're kind of at the end. I've been making UV resin Viking ruins. This was a learning experience because I'm normally using what they call a 2-part resin. So, Dee, you don't do any resin? Hi, Davins 800. Thank you for joining the live. Everybody, thank you for joining the live. Please share, like, and tap my screen. Anyway, these have got to be painted and sealed, and I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 that kind of dudded. They have like something missing, or the one that I had come out like it was, I don't know what that was. It just, and I swear I put enough resin in each one. So that's got to be remade. The one that I tried to add powder to because it hardened up before I could even get it in there. I'm not used to that quick of a pot time. Yeah, you're right. They do, and I should have gloves. Hi, Arista. Thank you for joining my live. Hi, Miss Bassett. You have missed me doing my ruins. I am getting ready to probably get ready to say goodnight to everybody, and then I'm going to do a second part. Maybe come back and do a live on painting them and everything. Hi, Fatal. Hi, Yuba 240. Thank you for joining my live, everybody. You're so awesome. No, you're very uncrafty, my husband. Thank you. Thank you for watching. Normally I'm doing jewelry, okay, which means I wire wrap. I even set stones, real gemstones, and I do real silver and metal smithing. So don't be fooled. And I just haven't done any of my art yet because, well, I started a dragon and I haven't finished it. I've just been having some personal issues, so it's kept me from doing everything I wanted. But I'm getting there. I'm getting there. God willing, well, they say the creeks don't rise. That'll tell my age. I'm a Vietnam vet, baby. I think they call us Gen X. Oh, let me show you this. If you like pretty stuff, D. Hi, Carrie. Thank you for joining my live. My name's Organic Silver Moon Designs. I just got through doing... Oh, are you still here? Is everybody still here? What is going on my screen? Why is it buffering? Live will end in 4 minutes. Whoa, why will it end? Whoa. How come it's saying my live's going to end? Why does it say my live is going to end? What is going on? Whoa. Something's wrong. Cancel. Hi, is everybody here? Can you hear me? If you guys can hear me, I am so sorry. I do not know what was going on. I was getting a cat's eye thing out to show. Okay, I see. All right. Give me just a second here. Let's try again. It's making me verify a puzzle piece. I know you guys can probably see me, but all I can see is things. So let me try again. Come on now. Try again. Please work. Oh, I'm so sorry. It's making me do the puzzle thing. Sorry. And it's giving me a hard time. That should have worked. Oh, verification complete. Can everybody hear me again? I am so sorry. Anyway, it was making me do a puzzle piece and so it was going to end my live. That's my drink of water there, by the way. These, by the way, they are cat's eyes, Dee. I don't know where the paper is to them, but they are glass cat's eye. And they're actually really gorgeous depending on how you hold them in the light. Can you see how they show? These are called cat's eye. They're crystal cat's eye. I didn't know if you would like them. If you like kind of flashy jewelry, this is gorgeous and classy. Good, I'm glad you can hear me. I thought I'd show you this. It's called a cat's eye. These actually were, well, they actually were pretty expensive, but I plan on making something with them. They won't be earrings, some kind of necklace or a pendant piece. Probably do them in sterling. Hi, Josie. Thank you for joining my live. Thank you, Dee, so much for hearing me while I was having to do the puzzle piece. I was just showing this to you. I didn't know what kind of jewelry you like. But since I don't do gold, I had done gold years ago when I started my metalsmithing and hammering. But people couldn't afford it. And so if I asked them to pay half up front, they were like, oh, and I'm like, well, I can't make it because I can't afford it. Gold's expensive. It's not a cheap product any more than silver is. So I usually use silver plated, silver filled. It's still sterling, but it doesn't cost as much. Hi, Ira. Thank you for joining. Dee, are you still with me? Do you pronounce it DJ? Is that how I'm supposed to say it? You have to tell me. Hi, everybody. Thank you for joining my live. It's been a real ball doing this. I really, really, really want to. I'm like a kid. So I could use one of these ruins that I have to redo and see what it does by using what I said is some black nail polish on it. The one that has the gel silica. And then I can put it in my light and see how it does. What do you guys think? I don't have any BBs. I need some BBs right now for these nail polishes. I used to have BBs when I had to redo them. But once you run out, you throw them away. Okay, so we're going to see if I can do this without getting my hands black. Now I'm going to have to, there we go. Remember, I'm not doing this all the way. It's only a test drive. This is a ruined ruin. Okay. It's hard for me to see it. Then I'm going to do silver or gold actually in the groove of the ruin. But I'm going to set this under this light now and see if we can get it to set. I'm using one of my ruins that didn't set up all the way, so I don't ruin any of the rest of the ruins. Boy, that's a tongue twister, isn't it? Hi, Yolanda Billing. Thank you for joining. I am doing some experimentation because I am not used to using UV resin. I'm used to using two-part resin. Hi, Bratina84. Thank you for joining my live. My name is Organic Silver Moon Designs. I'm a jewelry and a canvas artist, but I am doing some specialty work tonight. I usually work with two-part resin, and I was working with UV resin. And I'm not normally on this late, but these actually didn't come out too bad. Some of them have some edges on them that'll have to be cut off and sanded. And then, of course, the letter is there. These are Viking ruins. They should look really good when I get done with them. I wanted to add silver pearl powder, but this resin set up so quick that it actually was setting up before I had it under the light, and it wouldn't accept the powder. So I'm using a Alexa, set timer for 10 minutes. I'm using one of my ruins, one of my Viking ruins with nail polish. I'll show you guys what's going on here so you can kind of see. And I used a gel black nail polish. Normally I'm wearing a mask because I usually do dragon eyes like this. And this stuff stinks and it is toxic. Don't do what I do. Please wear a mask. I have asthma and I shouldn't be doing it, but I am. Hi, Petra Martinez. Hi, William Lee Colas. Hi, Jackie. Thank you for coming to the live. How are you doing tonight? My name is Organic Silver Moon Designs. I'm a jewelry and a canvas artist, and tonight I'm experimenting with resin. And I'm not normally here this late, but I had a late come in due to some personal things. Hi, Jeanette Marlin. Thank you for coming to my live. Hi, JB1. Please share, like, and tap. And please help me keep my algorithm up here at TikTok. I'd really appreciate it. We are working on a ruin in here that I have used gel nail polish on because I was told it would work. Now the ruins back here look like glass, don't they? Almost look like ice, but they're not. They're actually UV resin. Of course, they need to be sanded and cut and then finished. They will be done black, and then I will use either gold or silver, and I'm going to also make either a silk or satin bag to put them in once they're done. Alexa, how many minutes on my timer? Can everybody hear me okay?
20 seconds left on your 10-minute timer.
Hi, Trisha Hurt. Hi, user 231-85550. Hey, Dallas, welcome back to my live. I'm in the middle of now, believe it or not, Dallas. Can you see there? I actually have one of the ruins that actually was chipped or something or didn't set all the way because I'm using the bad ones to test on. And I'm using this. It's called a gel. It's one of the cheap polishes. You don't have to buy expensive nail polish to do this, but you usually want the gel or the hardening kind. And so I was told to use these because that's what I use on my dragon eyes. And they actually do work. Wow, thank you. Oh my goodness, look at all the roses. Oh my God, thank you, Dallas. Man after my heart. Roses, roses, I love them. I love them. I can't do it the way you do it, Dallas. I wish I could. Hi, Crystal Foster. Welcome to my live. I'm actually showing people because I just got through making these ruins out of UV resin, which I am not used to using. I am using a faulty ruin that didn't set all the way in the thing because I'm not used to it. Oh, look. Wow. Hey, guys. Alexa, how many minutes on my timer?
You have 7 minutes left on your 10-minute timer.
Alexa, timer off. Okay, guys, I only painted one side. It took
10-minute timer canceled.
it took 3 minutes. So when I paint the other side black, it will look solid all the way through, and then I will do this. I will color that. It actually looks pretty good. I'll set it back under here because it looks better where you can see it the way I see it. Can everybody see it okay? Wow, and it dried and sealed pretty fast. So this gel nail polish actually does work. That is awesome. Normally I wear a mask when I'm working with these polishes, but I didn't know if it would work on this UV resin. And I want them black And then I'm going to either use a gold pen or I'm going to use gold paint on a very fine tip brush to paint each ruin symbol. And then I'm going to seal them again. And that's where I'm wondering about sealing them again. Like normally people would seal resin with resin, and there is a possibility I may do that. If I do, I'll probably be using 2-part. This live actually has to go in 2 parts because, I mean, it's going to take a while to get them all done. So there are what? Let's see. 1, 2, 3. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 9 threes. I think it's 27, 3 nines. 18. I think it's 27. Alexa, 9 times. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 times 3, I think it's 27. Alexa, 9 times 3 is what? I'm tired.
9 times 3 is 27.
Okay, so I am right. It's 27. Oh, thank you so much for all the roses, Dallas. I really appreciate that. I thank you for being here. Hey, these actually are going to turn out okay, Dallas. I am so shocked. You're going to need to let Sherry know that it's actually going to work out, even though I struggled and I have like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, plus this one to remake. And the only reason I put it under the light there is not because it still needs to cure. It cured within 3 minutes. This did. But let me tell you, the resin was dry before I put the gel black nail polish on it. And it's gel, and it's just a cheap LA shine. And it works. And I know it doesn't fade because I've seen other people do it. So I've got all kinds of colors that I use normally with my dragon eyes. Everything from sparkly like this to this kind of like peachy pink and this blue, which is really pretty. But they all set up really fast. I don't use acrylic paints on UV resin because I'm normally doing 2-part. I wouldn't even trust it on these. I would not trust it being on these type of ruins that I did. So they're all clear because I found out I can't add anything to them because they set up too fast. Because I'm used to using 2-part resin and it has a longer pot time, as I call it, longer pot time to set up so that you have time to add color and anything else. And that's what I thought I was going to do. I thought I was going to add black to them, to the resin, and they would be solid black and I wouldn't have to paint them black. But it didn't happen. But they actually turned out pretty good except for the few I lost. And I'm just going to remake those and do this into a part 2. Because if I try to do all that tonight, we'll be here till 4 or 5 in the morning, and my old body can't take it. Thank you so much for everybody who's supporting my live right now, including Dallas, Sherry, Marbra, Gina Lee. Thank you for welcome to the live. Dobby, are you still here with me? Did I lose you, Dobby? Sexy Dobby, are you still here? Sexy Dobby, by the way, is a manga artist, and she does a lot of manga, and it's really awesome. I love that kind of cartoony stuff. I'm into it. Hi, Cassandra Terry's. Welcome to my live. I'm getting ready to shut down shop, but I was showing everybody that ruin that actually only took 3 minutes for the gel LA nail polish to set on this resin, which these are not Nordic. These are Viking ruins, and I'm going to paint them gold and black. Black will be the solid color and gold will be the lettering. I'm going to sand them. They're also going into a satin or silk bag, and then they'll be put up for sale up in my Etsy shop. This is one that didn't turn out too good, but I needed to use it for color to demonstrate, and that worked great, and it's done. It is so awesome. Hi, Cynthia Corriga. Hi, Leela. Hey, everybody. Thank you for liking the live. Thank you for joining me tonight. Dallas, thank you for the 7 roses. And the crane. You are amazing. Go, Dallas R. Go, go, go. Hi, Mama Spicy 92. Thank you for joining my live. My name is Organic Silver Moon Designs. I'm a jewelry and a canvas artist. I'm trying to decide if I want to go ahead and paint the rest of these black, but I don't have my sandpaper here tonight in my studio area, which my apartment's pretty small, but I don't have it over here, and I'm not sure where it is. Because these have to be sanded because they have got little edges. You know how you get an ice cube out of an ice cube tray, and it'll have an edge on it or a chip? Of course, the ice cube breaks. These don't. You have to cut it off and sand it. But they actually turned out really well. I'm really excited that this ruins blah 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 silicone mold actually works so great. I am so impressed. It's really a good mold. Hi, Maria Kelly. Thank you for joining my live. Hi, Chuck Along. Thank you for joining my live. This is Organic Silver Moon Designs. I'm a jewelry and a canvas artist. Hi, Krista. Hi, Jared Dog 420. This is Organic Silver Moon Designs. I normally do art and jewelry and hand hammering, and that includes canvas art, painting and drawing. Babs is one of my buddies, and I really love going to her stuff, and I missed her live. I thought she was going to be live tonight. She's also an excellent artist. ERJL for Eva Rach V. Sorry if I mispronounce your name. Most of your names I recognize, some of you, but some of you I don't, and so I apologize if I don't say your name correctly. Anyway, what I was doing was UV resin, and I used this mold to make these ruins, which all look like clear glass. And that is a demonstration of one, and it's already dried and cured and everything. It cured really quick, like 3 minutes. To kind of show you what it would look like painted black. And then I'm going to do black and gold. And then I have a couple of ruins over here that are actually ruined, just like that one got ruined. I don't know why, and I don't know how it did it, because I'm used to using 2-part resin. So this ruin here that I painted black, half the bottom's missing. This one didn't have enough pot time. I'm used to 2-part resin, and I used pearlescent silver. This is professional powder, okay? Micro powder, pearl, and should have worked if I had been using a 2-part resin and not a UV resin, because it's set up before I could even get it under the light. But the weird part is it said it only took 2 to 4 minutes for it to seal completely. And that's not the truth. I'm trying to get it to focus. Wow, it's not focusing. Well, there it is. Can I bring it bigger for you? No, it won't let me do that. Anyway, it says you must have 36-watt light, 2 to 4 minutes, and sunlight, 5 to 10 minutes. Well, it started setting up in the tray before I got it in there. But when it was completely cured, it was only cured on one side, which is crazy. It should have cured on both sides. So I had to flip the mold over, praying that they actually didn't fall out, being sticky on the other side or something, the back side. So I flipped the mold over and put them in there for another 15, 20 minutes. And that means 10 minutes on each end before I could take them out. It was way longer than they said. Hi, Lynn, Chris. Thank you for joining my live. Moza Marvels, thank you for joining my live. All right. Thank you, Dallas, for liking my live. Momo F3, thank you for joining. Hey, Dallas, thank you for liking my live. You are so awesome. Folks, I am getting ready to end this live. I don't know about you, but I'm tired, and I bet you dollars to bottoms that Dallas is tired too, because he's a little bit ahead of me. What is it, about 120 there, Dallas? I'm surprised my cat's not driving me nuts over here to get into everything. Thank you for liking my live, Dallas. Thank you, everybody, for showing up. I really appreciate it. Hi, Patty. I just did a whole thing on Viking ruins, and these are the ruins out of the mold. But I couldn't finish them tonight. They took a long time, and it's really late here. It's like 12 something at night, morning. Anyway, and this this is a ruin that didn't do right, and I'm going to remake it. But I did this so to see what the black nail polish would look like on it, and actually turned out really good. And it set really well. And then I'm going to do them, and I'm going to take them and do them and paint the lettering, because when you're on the back of these, you can fill the actual ruin letter. On the front, you can't fill it. So you paint it from the back. So I'll paint them gold and black, and they'll be put in either a silk or a satin bag. Hi, Dallas. Thank you for liking my live. Thank you again for liking my live, Dallas. You're awesome. Wow. I knew I shouldn't have come on so late, but I did not want to miss another live. So that's why I came and did the video, to try to tell everybody that I was going to be late from the time that I was supposed to be here, but I was definitely coming. I just didn't want to miss it. So I'm going to be doing a part 2, everybody, to this, where it shows where I'm doing the gold and all that, and also setting up and sealing it, because it's going to have to be sealed too. This has taken almost, 10 to 11, 11, 12, almost 2.5 hours just to do these. And it said 2 to 4 minutes for the resin set up in here, the UV resin. Don't believe them, it's a lie. Because the top part was setting outside before I got it under the UV light there. And then I got it under there, the top set, and then I pop it out. You know how an ice tray is, and it'll have bubbles and it'll still be wet underneath? Well, these were still sticky. So I was real brave, and I took the mold and flipped it over on the other side in there, because I was like, oh my goodness, what if it falls out on the tray? They'll all be ruined, you know. But it didn't, and it set up, but it took almost an hour just to get it to cure, doing both sides. And they do not say that. And I've watched a lot of people use this 2-part resin and say, oh, it's so easy, it's everything, blah, blah, blah. But I'm telling you, it did not set up like it should, especially if you've got something thicker, like I'm making these ruins, and that's really not that thick. Is that a centimeter? 2 centimeters? It's not that thick. And usually you see the game ruins are really thick, like dominoes. But any thicker than this, and it probably wouldn't have worked. So I got a few that have some issues, but I'm going to remake them and do it in a part 2. Thank you again, Dallas, so much. Hi, Sandra Tolliver. Hey, Mouse Moon. I haven't seen you in any of my lives, I don't think, but I know you because I come and watch some of your videos. Thank you so much for coming in. All right. So, guys, I'm going to say goodnight, and we're going to do a part 2 to this RV resin. I don't know why I want to UV resin. I keep wanting to call it RV resin. UV resin. Normally, I use 2-part resin, so this has been a real learning experience. It's very different. So, but it has worked, and the more I learn and the more I work with this, I shouldn't have that many problems. Hi, Migala Ramar. Thank you for joining my live. We're getting ready to close shop, and I'm going to come back probably, I'm thinking Monday night, to do part 2 on this, because I want to finish these up, and I also want to do some others that I do with my 2-part resin, which are these. Normally I do metal and hand hammer, but I'll be using 2-part resin with these. And they should be beautiful. I'm just not used to using the UV resin. I'll get it out of my mouth eventually. So everybody, I just wanted to say thank you so much for being here. Thank you for liking my live. Thank you for your support. I really appreciate it. And I hope everybody has a great Sunday morning. Thank you, Dallas, for liking the live. Dallas, I am getting ready to close shop, and I'm going to come back Monday night and do a part 2. What do you think, Dallas? Thank you, Miles Moon 01, for coming in. I do like your lives, and I do go and tap on them. I try to support everyone, even if they don't support me. Sometimes I try to support them if I can. There's so many, like I'm over 2,000 people, and that's just small. You're supposed to have 5,000. So it can be a little overwhelming trying to thank and like everybody's videos. But I do my best. Everybody's been great here tonight. So Sandra Jamaz 12, I did a UV resin, and it was new for me to learn it tonight. And it's taken almost 2.5 hours to do it all. And it was very little, like it was this mold, but for getting it to set up and everything else. So anyway, thank you everybody for coming in. Dallas, thank you for liking my live. Thank you everybody for your support. Please come back and see me. I promise you there's more to come. I do artwork, and I also do jewelry, and not just resin. But this was just a fun thing to try and see how it does, because resin can be really beautiful. And people like ruins, so they're really an awesome thing. So I'm going to set these up, finish making them, recreate the ruins, the Viking ruins that didn't turn out, recreate those, and then finish up and paint and seal and do the lettering and all that, and also do either a silk or a satin bag for them. So I'm going to say goodnight to everybody. My name is Organic Silver Moon Designs. It's been a pleasure. I hope to see you again. Thank you so much for coming in. You are amazing. All right, Dallas you are amazing. You know I love you. So good night, everybody. Thank you for coming to my live. It's been a pleasure. Hi, Dan. I'm getting ready to close for the night. I did a resin, and they are Viking ruins, and I just finished doing part 1. So it's a UV resin. Normally I'm used to using a 2-part resin. So it's been a learning experience, and they do not set up like they said 2 to 3 minutes under the light. It took over an hour and a half, almost 2 hours for them to set. All right, great. Thank you everybody for coming in. It's been a pleasure. Good night. Have a great one. Come back and see me Monday night for part 2. All right. Thank you, Dallas and everybody. I love you all. You're all amazing here at TikTok. Let's support each other. Let's roar and shout and do everything we can to make sure our creators are supported so that we all can stand up and shine. Thank you so much again for coming. My name is Lydia. I am Organic Silver Moon Designs. That is my trade name. And that's what I use on YouTube too, which is Organic Silver Moon Designs LLG. You can Google me to find me. And what else? I just want to tell you one more thing. Oh, my Etsy shop is connected to TikTok. I haven't quite figured out how to do the other, so I'm learning that. But anyway, thank you for your support. Come back and join me for part 2 on Monday night. Awesome. Thank you guys. Have a great evening. It's been a pleasure. Good night. Thank you, Dallas. This thing does not like me tonight. So I know you're supposed to push this little button so it will stop the live. Why is it not letting me stop the live? Maybe it just didn't want me to stop the live. Okay, let me turn it around and see if it'll let me stop the live. Hi, everybody. My tire butt. I am closing this live tonight. Sorry about that. As soon as it lets me. Let's see if it'll let me pause it. Because I know if it pauses, it will end after so long. Okay, I'm trying to get my live to end, folks. I apologize. Whoa. So I'm going to have to do this again, huh? No, I don't want to send it to anyone.